It's not clear when exactly our journey began. Some may say it all started when our Brussels Airlines plane landed at JFK Airport. Others might argue that it was during the opening ceremony. But I believe the trip was the very culmination of what had dawned 7 months earlier. 24 strangers met in Brussels for the first time to embark on a journey of a lifetime. The goal? To represent Norway at the National Model United Nations in New York City in April of 2014. Since the NMUN is one of the most prestigious MUN events, it holds high standards for its delegates' professionalism. Rules of procedure, public speaking, diplomatic negotiation skills, and of course research into Norway's political position in the United Nations were all at the top of our agenda. As part of our preparation, we organized the 2013 ULB simulation, the first such event on an international scale. Brussels being the second biggest political hub in the world, it was an inspirational experience that allowed our delegates to be diplomats in a real conference environment for the first time. It also allowed us to get exposure for our sponsors, not an unimportant aspect considering that the cost of the trip was over $30,000. Our preparations also included collaborating with other equally passionate delegations from Brussels in smaller scale simulations. On these occasions, we had the chance to try new approaches to our character. Throughout the project, we enjoyed a fruitful collaboration with the Norwegian government, benefiting from conferences in both Brussels and New York.
Just seeing all the different delegates from all different countries, how they look different and how they are different in some ways also, can be a pretty inspiring thing in and of itself. I also hope that some of these negotiations will be pretty difficult, because that's the way it is. So I hope that they get sort of a realistic understanding of how the joys and frustrations of the negotiations at the UN.
And let's not forget the unforgettable and inspirational chance to attend a speech by no less than the President of the United States, Barack Obama.
I have to admit, it is easy to love a country famous for chocolate and beer.
We were ready. After 2 days of sightseeing, team building, and good food, it was time to get down to business. At the opening ceremony, the excitement was palpable. We had the honor of being addressed by surprise guest, Miss Samantha Power herself.
Model UN attracts young people who enjoy the rhythm and music of world affairs.
The ceremony ended. The conference had officially begun. That night, while the rest of the delegation was being briefed, me and the 2 other heads of our team were interviewed for the positions of rapporteur and committee chair. These roles would involve managing the committee sessions, making sure that the rules of procedure were followed, and performing administrative tasks. We got the call at midnight. We were chairs and rapporteurs. We were chaps. The 3 simulation days that followed were intense. We were immersed in a world of hectic diplomacy.
Honorable Chair,
most distinguished delegates,
migration has become a fundamental part of our globalized world.
You can have the best vaccines for a child, but if you can't get them to them, they won't work.
Today, there is so much pollution in the air that if it weren't for our lungs, there'd be no place to put it all.
And today we want to see more progress. More progress in fighting against embezzlement of humanitarian money. More progress in working with local partners, and more progress in empowering women.
Despite all arising difficulties, unity makes us stronger.
The delegates would work into the night in order to produce high-quality papers that represented Norway's visions on various topics, as well as consolidate relationships with its allies. Every night, the whole team gathered in order to debrief with our faculty advisors on what had happened in each committee. We would then share laughs, worries, and experiences. These were the golden moments in which the bonds of friendship strengthened. The last day of NMUN arrived faster than expected. The team headed out on a sunny New York afternoon to the United Nations headquarters. It was a very emotional moment to be seated in the rows in which UN diplomats would attend General Assembly sessions. The award roll call had then begun, and the team started fidgeting.
and Norway, represented by
When Nora was called in the list of the best delegations of the NMUN 2014 conference, we stood up beaming. We could not hold back our emotion, our smiles, and our tears of joy. We cannot find the words to express our gratitude for having been able to live this experience. Pushing our limits on a professional level, working hard, learning how to debate and represent a country, working as a team and in partnership, bonding as friends. We now truly value what it means to be an MUNer. We started as a group, worked as a team, and became a family. And that's what MUN is all about.